Welcome, movie lovers, to another episode of Frame by Frame, a series dedicated to the craft of filmmaking. M. Night Shyamalan, cinema's Icarus tale, the man who rode the wings of the twist ending straight into Hollywood's burning projector bulb. He's got a film out this month called Split. What's the twist? Well, for one, it's pretty good. No, I'm being too harsh. Up until The Village, M. Night's austere style, signature trademarks, and subversion of genre tropes convinced me he was not tour to watch. Today, the court of public opinion doesn't seem so sure. Regardless, Shyamalan's films can still help us understand how twist endings work. Or, sometimes, don't.
What a twist!
Let's start with some twist basics. A plot twist is a reversal of the audience's expectations. The filmmaker sets you up to think A will happen, then B occurs. Kinda like when your parents told you life would be great, then life turned out to be a hollow void of f***ing misery. There's also going to be spoilers ahead for The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and The Village. Okay, that's the end of my PSA, let's move the hell on. Now there's three common types of twists, each of which I gave my own uncommon, made-up name. The first is the identity reversal. This is when we, the audience, are made to believe a character is someone who they are not. Literally. The best example of this twist in Shyamalan's work? The Sixth Sense. In the film, we're made to believe that child psychologist Malcolm Crowe, played by Bruce Willis, is alive and well. His conflict? Trying to teach young Cole Sear, played by Haley Joel Osment, to stop saying stuff like this.
I see dead people.
The twist? Well, Malcolm's a ghost. He lost his life at the hands of a former patient who turns out to be a Wahlberg brother in whitey tighties. About as bad a way to go as I can think of. But there's your reversal of identity. We're made to believe Dr. Crowe is a living person when he's really dead as a doornail. This type of twist, of course, is nothing new in cinema. Dill turned out to be a dude, Durden turned out to be no one, and on and on. But for a twist to work, any twist, the filmmaker has to hide a series of tells or evidence that supports the twist throughout the film. In The Sixth Sense, Shyamalan hides his tells in a variety of ways. His most ingenious deception, though, that would be his idea to put Malcolm in situations like this. Here's the idea. Shyamalan pairs Malcolm with a person that we assume, given the context of the scene, is ignoring him. For example, it's insinuated that Malcolm's wife here gives him the cold shoulder because he's late to dinner. Or here, it's suggested that Cole's mother only addresses her son because she wants him to go along with therapy. Of course, these people aren't ignoring Malcolm. Unlike Cole, they just can't see ghosts. When they do seem to address Malcolm, though, as his wife does at the restaurant, these people are really just thinking out loud. Now, the strength of a reveal is proportionate to how well and how often the tells are hidden throughout a film. Therefore, the brazen decision to hide Malcolm in plain sight like this is what makes the Sixth Sense's reveal so powerful. But what about the construction of the reveal? Well, there's two kinda standard rules for unveiling a cinematic twist. First, the protagonist should learn the truth at the same time the audience does. This bolsters the emotional impact of the epiphany. Second, the twist is often presented as a series of flashbacks. These sequences unveil the tells previously hidden throughout the movie. Wouldn't you know, The Sixth Sense follows this formula to the letter. We realize the truth as Malcolm does, and his reaction is intercut with a series of flashbacks.
I see people. They don't know they're dead.
Next type of twist, the perspective reversal. This is when we're led to believe one thing about the world, only to have that belief smashed into tiny little bits of what the f***. An iconic example of this particular reversal? That would be Planet of the Apes. We're made to believe astronaut George Taylor, played by Charlton Heston, is marooned on an alien planet ruled by apes. We later discern that this planet is really Earth, almost 2,000 years in the future.
God damn you all to hell!
Oh dear. Shyamalan's The Village, however, is a less than stellar example of the same twist. In the film, Ivy Walker, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, is a blind girl who lives in a supposedly 19th century town, one that is, at least according to the village elders, surrounded by monsters.
Lucius.
The twist? It's not the 19th century, it's present day, and the village, it's a social experiment. Uh-huh. You see, Ivy's father, played pretty well here by William Hurt, built the village as a retreat for people with tragic pasts looking to escape the dangers of modern society. Those monsters, they're just a scare tactic made up by the elders, meant to keep meddling kids from venturing too far out of this false reality. Sure, the tells are all there. The elders forbid the townsfolk from leaving the village, there's mysterious lockboxes in each elder's home, boxes we later learn conceal mementos from their shattered former lives, Crimea River. Unlike The Sixth Sense though, Shyamalan draws attention to these tells, which prompts us to speculation when we should be enjoying the story. Even worse, there's a partial explanation of the twist halfway through the film, so by the time the real skeletons leap out of the lockboxes, we've slipped into a state of twist fatigue. One of the reveal rules is broken too. Ivy, our protagonist, doesn't learn the full truth at the same time we do, which shoots the impact of it right in the foot. In fact, Ivy never learns the true extent of the Elder's conspiracy, so in the end, the twist has no real impact on her character arc. Compare that to The Sixth Sense, where the reveal allows Malcolm to transition into the afterlife. Or Signs, where the reveal allows Graham to save his son's life. In the village, the reveal does nothing. It exists almost entirely outside of the plot. A tough pill to swallow, especially after Shyamalan subjects us to nearly 2 hours with this slobbering imbecile. I can applaud the village for one thing though, it's got ambition. It doesn't have one twist, it has two. Besides the perception reversal, there's also a false protagonist. Shyamalan suggests early on that Lucius Hunt, played by Joaquin Phoenix, is our guy. That is until Noah, played by Adrian Brody, stabs Lucius with his enormous nose, incapacitating Lucius and allowing Ivy to become the protagonist. This isn't the type of twist you see often, it's hard to pull off, but when it's done right, it can be, well, shocking. Last twist, the motive reversal, wherein a character's intentions are revealed to be the opposite of what we assumed. Unbreakable's twist is a worthy example. Elijah Price, played by Samuel L. Jackson, reaches out to David Dunn, say hello to Brucey again, the lone survivor of a horrific train crash. Elijah believes David lived through the ordeal because he's, title drop, unbreakable. A kind of Superman, one impervious to damage. His only weakness? Pool covers. When David isn't drowning in 2 feet of water, Elijah acts as his mentor. He offers guidance to David as David tests the extent of his powers. The twist? Elijah turns out to be the film's antagonist. He not only masterminded David's train crash, but several other disasters in the hopes of finding someone like Double D. Similar to The Sixth Sense, both we and the protagonist learn the truth at the exact same moment.
What have you done?
Now, in accordance with our previous rules about reveals, the information is again displayed as a flashback. This time, though, there's one key difference in the presentation. The tells depicted in the flashback were never shown to us before this point. Now, that's not to say Shyamalan does zero setup before the twist. Elijah tends to be a dick to anyone outside of the Dunn family, as seen here.
That's it, Cracker Jack. You're gonna be sitting your ass in jail now.
And here.
And one of us has made a gross error and wasted the other person's valuable time. This is an art gallery, my friend. And this is a piece of art.
Elijah's explanation of this illustration is telling as well.
Disproportionate size of Jaguaro's head to his body. This again is common, but only in villains. The thing to notice about this piece, the thing that makes it very, very special, is its realistic depiction of its figures.
Obviously, this is a reflexive moment where Elijah's talking about the movie itself. Unbreakable is, after all, a film that tries to realistically depict superheroes. And that whole business about villains having disproportionately large heads, I mean... But here's Unbreakable's shortcoming. While The Sixth Sense is full of tells hidden in plain sight, Unbreakable never gives us the clues, the real evidence, to deduce its twist beforehand. Sure, Elijah acts suspiciously enough, but we're given little else before this quasi-dead zone moment that explains everything. Now, we all know that the critical love for Shyamalan in recent years has taken a long walk off a short pier.
What? No.
But the guy Tarantino once referred to as Shalamala Ding Dong shouldn't be written off. Both The Visit and Split managed to garner some critical praise, and as you can see, there's a lot to learn about twists and how they work by watching his films. Whether those twists take the form of identity, perception, or motive reversals. I also don't think it's hyperbole to call The Sixth Sense cinematic magic, or praise Shyamalan as a director of uncommon talent. Maybe under the roof of Blumhouse Productions, M. Night Shyamalan can continue to resurrect a career I was sad to see pass on into the light. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure to subscribe to this channel, Film Theory, for more fantastic film-related content. If you'd like to check out more Frame by Frame, click the frame to the left. Or if you'd like to check out a Film Theory episode, click the frame to the right. And until next time, my name is Kyle, and this has been Frame by Frame.